Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation, with an interesting article from Live Science, which asks the question, which is rarer, gold or diamonds? Have you ever wondered? I've been confused many times, wondering which is more rare. We see gold and silver being mentioned in certain plans. You know, the diamond card, the sapphire, the gold, the silver plan, the gold plan, the platinum plan, and usually diamond is above all that. But you know, they say diamonds are forever and gold is precious, according to the article here, but which is rare? And does that rarity have anything to do with the price we see at the jewelry store? The answer, turns out, is clear cut as you might think. Gold, a heavy metal, which we love here on the Salivate Metal channel, is one of the Earth's rare elements formed in the collisions of neutron stars, says Ulrich Fowl, a Earth scientist and professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Then, during the formation of the Earth, the heaviest elements gravitated towards Earth's core, said Jana Fortichok, an earth sciences professor and co-director of the Experimental High-Pressure Geological Research Laboratory at Dalhousie University in Halifax, in the Canadian province of Nova Scotia. That means that up near the Earth's crust, large amounts of gold are hard to find. You can find it, though, in low concentrations. Its presence in large variety of rocks in the crust, Fortichok told Live Science, but in order to form a deposit, it needs to reach certain concentrations to make mining economically feasible. According to Fortichok, the average concentration of gold in the Earth's crust is very, very low, at 4 parts per billion. In order to produce any mineable concentration of gold that could be of market value, the gold deposit would have to be 1,250 times more concentrated, she said. Diamonds, on the other hand, are a highly pressurized form of a very common element, carbon. It's a non-pressurized form. It's known as graphite, the stuff we see in pencils. Compared with gold, the average concentration of carbon in the Earth's crust is approximately 200,000 parts per billion, according to fluids in the Earth's crust. Their significance is metamorphic, tectonic, and chemical transport processes. Elsevier Science Limited, which is a book written by a noted geologist, William Fife, who died in 2013. So the rarity of diamonds has little to do with their elemental composition, but rather the natural transformation of carbon into diamonds that can be mined as an extremely arduous and rarely successful process. Diamonds can only be produced in the Earth's mantle and somehow be brought to the surface, or they can be formed during meteorite impact, but those diamonds are small and never gems, Fortichok said. The mantle is a layer of earth beneath the crust. Diamonds formed deep in the Earth's mantle can be brought up by deep magma or pushed up during the slow uplift of deep rocks during mountain growth processes. But during the slow uplift, diamonds get graphitized or turned into graphite and never make it up to the surface as gemstones. The formula required for diamonds to form depends on depth, temperature, and pressure. Carbon is buried at least 93 miles beneath the Earth's surface, heated to about 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, under approximately 725,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, and then rapidly brought to the surface by a volcanic eruption to cool. This extraordinary process makes natural mineable diamonds rarer than gold, Fortichok said. But in its elemental form, gold is significantly rarer than diamonds, Fall told Live Science. After all, carbon is one of the most abundant elements on Earth, especially in comparison to heavier metals like gold, and diamond is simply composed of carbon under immense pressure. The invention of synthetic diamonds complicates the question even further. Scientists can recreate the conditions necessary to transform graphite into diamonds in a lab. No volcanic eruption necessary. But the same can't be said for gold. Sadly, alchemy is still a pseudoscience in which you can create gold from lead and other metals. Even though synthetic diamonds are made of the same substance as natural diamonds, according to diamond designer Rattini, synthetic diamonds usually sell for 30% less on the market because they aren't considered as valuable. And the other thing about it is, how do you recognize, how can you tell the difference between the synthetic and real? You're talking about, microscopic ways to be able to see how the cuts are and how the composition is of the diamond to be able to really tell the difference. But does the mere existence of lab-created diamonds make those gems more common than we thought? Fowle argues that it does. Diamonds below a certain size are not worth mining in the first place, he said. Who wants to buy a diamond that needs a magnifying glass to be seen? Gold is more abundant than large diamonds, but diamonds as a class of material are not particularly rare. I think part of their reputation has to do with amazing public relations, and that's really true. And, there's something to be said for diamonds, and, there's famous diamonds that are out there. And it isn't amazing how they are formed naturally from a very common element. But gold is indeed rare and cannot be duplicated. Well, I take that back. It actually can be created in a lab, gold, certain ways and technologies to be able to do that. But the time and energy spent to be able to create such a very small, minute amount of gold is such that it would literally take thousands of years to create the minuscule amount, and it would cost way more than what the gold would ever be worth at any point in time. So I think gold is the clear winner here, in my opinion, after reading this article. Post your thoughts below. I think it's quite fascinating, the science behind gold and diamonds and silver. Of course, we didn't talk about silver in this article, but I think it's fascinating indeed, because gold, diamonds, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Gold is just awesome. So post your thoughts below on this article and what you think. And what are your thoughts on the ability to create synthetic diamonds? And if anybody out there is a jeweler or understands the science behind diamonds even further, can tell, is it easy to tell the difference between a synthetic diamond and a real diamond on any scale of sorts? I'd be very curious to know. But I think this article brings home the point that gold is such a unique metal, and is really just one of those that it cannot be duplicated, and it cannot be faked as far as the elemental or the composition there, because it is an element on the periodic table, and it cannot be fabricated, and it's very unique in that way, and it's rare in that way. And the other aspect takeaway from this article is the fact that it's a heavy metal, and if we can find the technology to go deep into the mantle and deep inside the earth more, there may be chances that we can pull some out or find more gold. But my guess is we're literally hundreds of years away before getting that technology and ability to do as such. Meaning that the amount of gold that's taken from the Earth's crust and processed with technologies that we have from now into the next 100 years are as such that we're going to probably start to see peak production, or we're past peak production. We're going to see production decrease as gold demand goes up, especially as central banks start accumulating it. There's more cultural accumulation of gold per capita, especially in places like India, especially. And as the population grows, that means there's less gold for less people as it goes. So, what they say, get some while you can. And not that there's not enough for people to get if they want it. You can buy it anywhere now, abundantly if you so desire. But nonetheless, there may come a time where the price will reflect its rarity truly. So post your thoughts below. I'd like to send a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.